Now let's learn about passing data to a view, and this is very important because we have to get data from database and that need to be rendered in the page. But we have not covered the eloquent part yet, so we'll not work with the database. We'll simply make an array and then we'll render that array and display those data into our view page. Okay, let's see how we do that. So for that, I have to make one view file first. So let's go to the resources views, and then we can make one file here. So resources, in the resources I have the views, and in the views you can just make one file with the extension .blade.php. So I have already home.blade.php and Laravel use .blade, so make sure you have .blade as well. And then here we'll write the HTML code, and let's write this as Laravel, and let's make the route. So we'll make the route and let's give this as product, and again we'll make the test controller sorry, controller, and let's make the name as product. So this is simple route, it has no any parameter. So let's render our view function product, product, and then we have return view and then name of the file, so home. So if we have file inside our folder, let's say this, so if we have here one folder, let's say product, and within the product if you have home.blade.php, so you have to do product.home to get the home.blade.php in product folder. So since it's outside of the views, within the views, so we don't have any folder, so we simply write home. Now if we go to the product, it should render this page. So let's go here and write product, and you can see Laravel 8. Okay, now let's pass the data. So let's pass anything. It can be the username, it can be the ID. Let's see, it's the product ID, and in here we need to receive this parameter. Since this we are passing ID, we have this ID here. Now we have to pass it into view, and whatever user types here, it may be like product1, it should be displayed in the page. Okay, so for that I have to write here, I'll make an array and then I'll write ID equals to this value in the parameter ID. So we can pass data in this way. We make the array and then we give this in this way, okay, key and value. So let's go to home.blade.php, and here I'll write user ID, and then here we have to write curly braces, two opening and closing curly braces in Laravel if you are using the blade.php extension. If you write this way, I think it gives the error. So if you write $id, definitely gives the error. So if I write here, so it's not giving any error, but it's not returning anything. Since we pass your ID, nothing is displayed here. So in Laravel, we have to write two opening and closing braces. Okay, so this is basically like echo. So sorry, I missed one thing here. So here we have to write echo. You see actual echo, and now so we get ID 1. So everything is working perfectly, there is no error. However, we don't write the PHP opening and closing tag when you use the blade, right? So for that we have to write two opening and two closing curly braces. Now we will get exactly the same result. Okay, so if it's like 2, then user ID 2. Okay, now let's not pass the parameter, we can pass anything, right? So it can be username, and in the test controller you write username and then username, and here write username, which is this variable, and we'll display this username here. And now whatever username you type here, so product slash, let's say product name, not a username. So iPhone, and this is the iPhone. Okay, now this is done. Now let's go here and let's make the array here and let's pass the data. So let's remove this parameter, we don't need this, and we'll remove this as well. And here we'll remove this as well. Now let's make the products folder, products products, and here we'll give the name of product. Let's give the name iPhone, and the price, let's give price equals to price, let's say 799. So let's imagine this is the data we are getting from the database, and we want to display this data into our view page. Okay, so here now we can write products and products, and then now we have array. Now we have to loop the data here. So here I'll loop here, so we can write a for each. So we write @ here for each, and then we have to int this statement. So we write int for and each, int for each. If you have a for statement, you will have an int for. Okay, so int for each, and then we have the products as a variable at product, where do you see the product, and then we'll echo this, so $product. So now we should see the product detail, and nothing's in here because the URL is just product, and you can see iPhone and the price is $799. Great. So instead of doing this, you can simply write compact as well, which I mostly use. Compact, and then you can pass here as products, and it basically work in the same way.